Hello. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take a form and put it in or embed it into Google Sites. So I have my Google form here, and it's just questions I want to know. Okay. One tip as you're doing this, if you're going to get student names on a form, always do last name and then as a separate entry do first name. And the reason for this is when you view responses, this will provide different columns. So that way when I've got a whole bunch of different columns going, I can sort. Maybe I want to sort by last name, or maybe I want to sort by first name. Keeping those apart allows you to sort alphabetically, either ascending or descending. This is a good thing to understand and know when you're doing your action research also, because of that sorting ability and keeping it together. And just because you sort by last name, it's not going to take away the first name. So a good tip to know, always do last name and then a separate entry, do first name. And that's with any database that you're going to use. And basically Google Forms is a database. So keep them separate. You can ask your questions, figure out how you want it to look. You can change your theme, and I'm just going to go to this one. That's what it will look like. Now I'm going to click on Send Form. I can either put a URL in there where people can click, or if you notice here, it says embed. So I'm going to click on that embed. I'm going to do this again. Send form. There's that embed. And copy this. And you see it will give you the shortcut to copy Windows or Mac. Or I shouldn't say either Windows or Mac. It's basically Google does not like when you do the command or the right click and copy. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go to my website, and I'm going to go under Google Sites. I'm going to create a new page, and I'm going to title this Forms Embedding. And you embed the same way with just about anything that you want to have embedded on your site, and it works very much the same way for Blogger, Weebly, whatever it may be that you want embedded. So same process, you just have to get that embed code, and if it can be embedded somewhere in the document or whatever you've done, it will show you embed. So here I am, I'm in my Forms embedding, and I say watch the tutorial below. But before I do that, I'm going to make this into 2 columns, but not that way. Oops, sorry. Okay, so here I want it in 2 columns here. I am going to embed, and that's going to be too skinny, so I'll keep it 1 column. I am going to embed the form. So I'm going to embed it in this box right here. In order to embed, I'm going to go up here to this HTML. It's the easiest way to do it, and I'm sure there's other ways, but this is the way I do it. I'm going to click on the HTML. That's Hypertext Markup Language. It's all that coding, and I'm going to Command V, paste. You'll notice it says iframe, Google Docs Forms. There's the link. Here's the width and the height. I can change that, so maybe I want it to be 600. And once I look at it, I'll be able to see. And I'm going to click Update. You don't see anything here until you click Save. Now the form should be live. There it is. And you see it's kind of cut off, and it's kind of it's cut off right there, and there's some space. So I'm going to go into Edit, and I'm going to change this. So I click on it, go to the properties. Now it looks a little different, but I'm going to change the width to be 800. And I didn't think it needed to be that long. So I am going to include a border. I can include a title on it. Please complete my form. I could just title it regular too. Say OK. I'm going to center it. and save. Let's see what it looks like this time. Oh, I think I made it worse. So let's play with it again. And maybe, sometimes it's just messing with it. I'm going to go to 720. And I'm going to go to 625 here. Say OK. Center. Save. That's better. But they still have to submit. And generally you don't want people to have to scroll on your site. So my height, I'm going to make 800. Actually, I'm going to make it 825. People don't like to scroll, and if they have to scroll, a lot of times they won't fill out what you want them to fill out. So there, they can see the whole thing there. I think that's much better. So they can just fill out and continue, and then you can click submit right from there. They don't have to go anywhere else. They can click submit. It's required question, so it's not. But here's the kicker. By having this embedded in my website, I'm going to go back to my form, say done, and I'm going to edit the questions. I'm going to add another question. What is your favorite vacation spot? Just something quick. Let's do Florida or California. Done. And I'm going to put this right below first name. Okay. I don't have to do anything else. I've just added to this. I'm going to come back here. It's not here, is it? It should be right here. Watch when I refresh my screen. What is your favorite vacation spot? Just by embedding this into Google Sites, and this works. With Blogger also. I'm not sure on Weebly or WordPress. It would be worth trying though. I would assume it would because it's embedded and it's linked to Google. Any change I make in this form here on the website automatically updates on my website. So in Google Forms, I can make a change and it will update. Now anyone who's taken it, that will be a blank spot if they've already taken the survey. But think about your parents. You could put a form or out the year. So this is just a quick way on how to use Google Forms and embed it into your website. Now it works much the same way with Weebly. All you need to do is find that embed, that spot in your Blogger, your website that allows you to embed. And that's finding that code. I'm going to go back to edit here. That HTML code. And sometimes you won't see the HTML word. All you're going to see is this front. I forget what that's called. Oh, I know this. Well, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And this one. And sometimes you'll just see those together. And that's the same thing as HTML embed code. So that's it for this tutorial. And if you have questions, just feel free to ask. Until later, goodbye.